What is up? Hey y'all, welcome to Micro Adventures. I'm Ellie and I have a full body workout on deck. We are gonna use one medium to heavy hand weight and we are going to loop the weight through your bungee to start, and you can just set it on top of your carriage for now. We'll get to that in a little bit. As far as spring settings go, we will be on one red spring to start, and we're going to begin in some declined push-ups. So knees on the back platform, hands will come wide of the monorail. Make sure your hands aren't on that little crossbar, that'll be really uncomfortable. And from here, strong through the core, shoulders, hips, knees, one long line. We'll start to lower the chest down towards the monorail and then press right back up. So going through these push-ups, you want to lead with the chest. Eye gaze stays slightly forward on the rail in front of you. Elbows are bending back and out at kind of a 45-degree angle, which is going to be their natural range. If these are a little bit too intense, option to bring the hips up a little bit higher. And if they're not quite enough, option to simply tuck your toes on the floor and do these push-ups up on the toes. As you lower down through the chest, I want you to think about lifting your entire abdominal wall away from the floor here. So if you're gonna lift the abs as the chest lowers, good, keep it going. In 4, halfway down and hold. In 3, 2, lower it down, halfway point, hold. We're up an inch, down an inch. Strong and controlled, squeeze the abs a little tighter. 10 seconds, you're gonna meet me in a giant plank. Do not move the carriage to get into this plank. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. So hands will come to the back edge of your carriage. If your feet are on the back platform, great, or they might be on the floor inside the back platform just based on how tall you are. From here, shoulders over wrists, strong through the core. Step one foot forward to a hovering bear. Step the other foot forward to a hovering bear. Step it back, step it back. So if you're able to reach the platform, you're gonna step down and forward, and then up and back. Alternate the lead leg. And then if you're not able to reach the platform, right, and your feet are on the floor, it's the same thing here. Step it forward, hovering bear, strong through the core. Step it back, step it back. Now the work really comes in by keeping the hips level. Visualize a glass of water resting on your low back. Do not let it move. Tap into your breath here. You've got just 10 seconds to go like this. Good, hold. In 4, let's find that hovering bear. In 3, 2, find that hovering bear shape, knees under the hips, lengthen out through the spine, strong through the core. Lift the knees up an inch, down an inch. Lift from the low belly. Deep and low in the core. You're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, in 4. We're gonna stay in this plank in 3, 2, step the feet back. You are in plank, feet on the back platform or on the floor straddling the monorail, crossbody mountain climbers. Right knee towards left elbow, step it back. Left knee, right elbow, step it back. Keep going. You can pick up the pace on these, just keep lifting through the abdominal wall. Try not to let your shoulders shift behind your hips, right? We don't wanna be in a downward dog here. We wanna be in a really strong plank, hitting these crossbody mountain climbers. We will be standing next, so if you've had to come down to the knees and continue to hold the plank, I want you to try to get back up on your toes. Keep going with those climbers here. We're gonna give this just about 15 more seconds. Stay in it. We're gonna come up to standing next. You've got a squat bungee row. We're gonna grab that hand weight in the bungee in your right hand in 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up to standing, shoulders, hips squared forward. Wrap your hand around that weight that's in your bungee. Sit your glutes down and back as the right arm rows back. Now right away, if you need more resistance, step back further. Drive through your heels, squeeze your glutes, resist the pull of the bungee on the way up. So your core is gonna work really hard to sort of resist this bungee. And the other thing that's gonna work really hard are your obliques. So no twisting through the waistline. Sit the glutes down and back, row the arm back. Resist, 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 bring it up. Little pause. When the elbow rows all the way back, when you find your best squat, pause, flex, squeeze the muscles a little bit deeper. Good. On this next one, we're gonna take it down. We're gonna find a little hold in 3, 2, meet me. Best squat, send the glutes back, weight in the heels, turn on your glutes, lift the hips up an inch, down an inch. As you do so, a little pulse of the right arm back, little back, little back. Keep going, 10 seconds. Sit a little lower, row the arm back further. You'll take the weight out of the bungee, right foot front platform, left foot carriage. Meet me in a squat in 3, 2, 1. Right hand has the weight, sit the hips into a squat. So my right foot's on the front platform, left foot on the carriage. Get a little space between the hands, okay? From here, we're gonna go into a squat, single arm overhead press. So one side of the body is really gonna work hard in terms of having this weight. Lower it down, pause. The other side of the body is gonna work hard to stabilize. Give me a skate with the left leg. Give me a tricep kickback with the right arm. Strong core. Bend left knee, bend right arm. Weight comes back to the shoulder. Keep a lot of space between the carriage and the platform. Drive through the edges of the feet, drive through the heels, lift up. So lower down into your squat, weight comes to the shoulder. Skater, tricep, kickback. Resist in. Drive through the feet, slowly lift it up. Good, this is like full body on steroids basically, right? Everything is working. If you're feeling any stickiness in your low back, I would suggest working higher or work without the weight until you really get this form down. Form is always the most important thing you're gonna do here. Next time you're down in your skate, you're gonna hold your skate, hold your tricep kickback. 25 seconds here. Upper part of the arm stays pretty in line with your torso. It doesn't move. You're just bending at the elbow. Extend the leg, extend out through the arm. Strong core. Weight in your heels. Seal down the outer edges of the feet. Move a little bit slower. Good job, friends. In 4, we're gonna meet up in our squat. In 3, 2, press the carriage out. Keep it nice and wide. Weight is even. Bring this weight up to a nice bend here. Elbow in front of the shoulder, set the hips down an inch, push up an inch, a little down an inch. So little mini squat, little mini shoulder press. Tiny range of motion, you've got 10 seconds. We have a reverse split squat, runner's lunge coming up next. Turn to face the back of the machine, right foot to the carriage in 3, 2, 1. Carriage closes. Step your left foot down to the floor, right foot to the carriage. From here, press the carriage out a little bit, and right knee is over the heel. It's gonna be a bicep curl split squat. So bend your back knee down towards the front platform. Hold it here. Freeze your right leg. Now we go reverse runner's lunge with serve the platter. Right leg is frozen. Bend the left knee, bend the right arm. Now finish your split squat, lift up as the arm extends long. So both knees bend, drop it down super low. Find your lowest point, hold. Right leg is frozen. We go serve the platter, runner's lunge. So you're extending through the left leg. And then bend through the back knee, bend through the arm. Drive through right heel, slowly lift it up. So find your depth here in that split squat. Get low. Find a good range of motion, slow and controlled in this runner's lunge with this single arm. And again, if you're feeling anything in your low back, ditch the weight or grab a lighter weight. You shouldn't be feeling this in your lower back. Try to keep your hips nice and level, shoulders squared to the back of your space. And this is gonna be sort of off balancing, right? When we put weight in one hand and not the other, our body has to work really hard to stabilize us. Bring it down into that split squat for me. Hold it right here. I want a tiny pulse down through the legs, mini baby curl with the arm. So not just a pulse, right? It's like 1 inch in range. Using the muscles, get lower. Squeeze and flex your bicep, float your elbow in front of the rib cage. You're here for 9 more seconds. We get into our mini runner's lunge, mini serve the platter in 4, in 3, stay low, in 2, 1. You're gonna send the leg out, the arm out, back in. It's like a little 1 inch press. Shoulders down, strong through the core. Stay in this tiny little baby range of motion. You've got 15 seconds to go. Stay with it. It will be a quarter turn to your left. We have an uneven squat with a right arm front raise. In 4, in 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, pivot to the left, sit down into a squat for me. So just go ahead and come down and hold so the legs still work. Press the carriage out a little further. If you want more resistance, walk your right foot to the inside edge of the carriage and then really push it down. So you're in this wide squat. Strong through the core. From the bottom of the squat, you're gonna give me a front raise with the right arm. Lower it down as you lift up through the legs. So put it together. Sit the glutes down and back. Front raise with the right arm. Drive through the heels, lift up. Keep a good push out on the carriage so that the outer lining of your right leg works the whole time. Strong through the core. Good. If you need to grab a lighter weight, grab it. Great job, friends. Hopefully you're getting some tremors and some shakes like I am. Listen, you've got just 30 seconds left in this leg series. From here, we're gonna drop it down to one white spring. You've got a reverse twisted floor pike. And we're gonna combo it with a little kneeling crunch, but I'll talk you through it when we get there. You've got 5. You've got 4. Sit it down low and hold. In 3, 2, sit it down low, hold. See if you can hold that arm for 5. For 4, one weight spring. In 3, 2, and 1. Swap out those springs. Let's go one weight. Ditch your weight. Hands come to the carriage. From here, we're gonna work the right oblique. So feet on the floor, hips are swiveled slightly left, so my right oblique is angled to the floor. And then start to pike through right side waist. Lift the hips up. So the feet might be staggered, they might be side by side. You might also place the left toes on the back of the right heel, making this more of a chopstick. But the goal is to find your right oblique doing the work to pike the hips up and then lengthening back out. So we're shortening and lengthening through the waistline in this exercise. You're gonna give me 15 seconds and hopefully this will be a really smooth transition. Hopefully with the feet on the floor, you'll be able to just set your knees down into the carriage. In 3, hold that twisted plank. In 2, hold your twisted plank. Hands right beneath the shoulders, strong through the core. Gently set your knees down to the front platform. From here, we're gonna get into a twisted wheelbarrow. So the arms are gonna extend forward and then slide back in. Shoulders away from the ears, strong through your core. Squeeze your thighs together. Make sure you're not dumping down through that right hip crease. So keep the right hip lifted away from the floor. Keep going in this twisted wheelbarrow. So the focus is the right oblique. And I know I said we we're gonna do like a combo, but what I meant is a superset. So we're doing 60 seconds of each of these moves. And then we're gonna come back through and do 30 and 30 to really nail home that right oblique. Good, breathe into it. 15 seconds, and then we're gonna come back up to the toes. We're gonna hit that twisted pike again for just 30 seconds this round. You can do it in 5, in 4, in 3, 2, hands beneath the shoulders, tuck your toes to the floor, lift the knees, go right into that twisted pike. Seamless transition, I hope. You have 25 seconds to go. Go slow, you're not gonna get too many of these. Breathe into it, halfway there. Okay, I want you to keep in mind kind of what's gonna be coming next. Stay in this twisted pike 10 more seconds. We will be placing our weight in our bungee. We're gonna get into that squat bungee row for the left side. In 4, lower your knees to the front platform. In 3, 2, knees down, twisted wheelbarrow. Here we go, 30 seconds. So after this, we're gonna go back to one red spring. We're gonna place our hand weight in our bungee. And we've got our squat bungee row left side. 15 seconds. Squeeze the inner thighs together. See if you can get a little bigger range of motion. Final 10 seconds. Yes, you can. Last 5, last 4, 3, 2, 1 red spring. So change the springs first. Bungee is going to wrap around your hand weight. We will be facing the front of the machine, and we'll get into our bungee row with the left arm. So plant the feet, sit the hips back, left arm's gonna row. I'm gonna assume y'all are there, and I'm gonna start this clock for us. So strong through the core, shoulders square, hips square, sit down and back, row the arm back. Pause, drive through the feet, lift up. So part of what's gonna happen is this bungee is gonna wanna pull you forward, and as you sit down, you're gonna kind of probably wanna twist. Anti-rotational, stable through both sides of the waistline, you're sitting back, and you're not twisting, and that is part of the work. Good. Stay focused, breathe into the movement. Okay, as we're coming back through the second side here, the body sort of knows what to anticipate, what to expect. So mentally, sometimes it can be a little easier, it can be a little more challenging. Just recognize whatever it is that's sort of coming up for you and work with that energy, right? We can only ever truly work with where we are right here, right now, not what it felt like on the last side, not what we imagine it's going to feel like as we move through this side, but where we are. Down and hold in 3, 2, down and hold, drive your heels into the floor. You're sitting down an inch, up an inch. Layer in a little pulse of that elbow back. 10 seconds. Stay low, stay focused. The weight comes out of your bungee. Left foot front platform, meet me in a squat in 4, 3, 2, 1. Left hand has the weight. Left foot front platform, right foot carriage. Sit down into a squat hold. So once you've got yourself here, press the carriage out a little wider, strong through the core. Good, seal down the outer edges of the feet. Drive through the heels, squeeze the glutes, slowly lift up. It's single arm overhead press. Left hand has the weight. Sit down and back through the hips. Row the elbow back. You go skater with the right leg. Left arm extends, tricep kick back. Left wrist is staying neutral. Go back to the squat, overhead press. So let's say the weights you have aren't heavy enough, right? I'm using like a 5-pound weight here. But let's say I didn't have 5 pounds. Let's say I had 2 3-pound weights, right? You could double up those 2 3-pound weights in one hand to get a little extra. I'm sure y'all know that. And then if it becomes too much, right, we could just ditch one of those weights, drop it down to 3. Stay really wrapped in through the core, right? So think about your transverse abdominis, your deepest layer of abdominal muscle you have. It wraps around you just like a corset. So I want you to really focus on that wrapping sensation through the core. That will help to keep any sort of tension out of the back, right? Core really strong, glutes are working, the arm is working, the core is working, I mean, the whole thing is working. Everything's working, right? Let's go ahead and hold this skater in 3, in 2, bring it down into that squat hold, just the tricep kick back, just the skater. You've got 25 seconds to go here. Sit the glutes really low, core is super strong. You can always bring the right arm around the front side of the core to make sure that you're really activating those muscles. Slow as you can possibly go here. 10 seconds. We've got our mini squat, mini shoulder press in 3, 2, 1. Keep the carriage really wide. Outer sides of the glutes working. Knees are wide as well. Don't let the knees collapse in. Weight comes out in front of you. Little up an inch, down an inch. So it's like a tiny little tap up. Imagine your knuckles are sort of tapping against the ceiling. 1 inch up, down and back. 1 inch up, down and back. You've got 15 seconds to go like this. We've got our reverse split squat, runner's lunge combo. We will step both feet to the floor. Left foot comes to the carriage in 3, 2, and 1. Left hand still has the weight. Left foot is on your carriage facing the back. Right toes tucked to the floor. From here, it is a bicep curl. Right knee's gonna dip down towards your front platform. And then freeze the left leg, wrap your outer left glute back. You go runner's lunge forward with serve the platter. Runner's lunge back. And then lower the arm as the legs lengthen up. So again, as you do this, no twisting through the waistline. Hips and shoulders stay square, right? It's like your whole body is on railroad tracks. Even though one leg's more forward, one leg's more back, one arm is forward, one arm is not. Everything is squared. Depth, low in that Bulgarian split squat. Slow in your runner's lunge. Freeze the left leg. The left leg is the goal, right? The left leg is the focus. Energy down through the left heel the entire time, especially when you lift. Oh my word, y'all. I'm sweating my face off. Grabbing a towel, grabbing a towel. Okay, stay focused. We've got our variations coming at us next. Awesome job. I hope y'all are still in it. Don't go grab a towel like I did. In 4, hold the split squat. In 3, 2, bring it down. Low, low, low. Mini curl, pulse down. Take the outer edge of your left glute, wrap it back. Left knee right over the heel, carriage does not move. Sink that right knee down as you pulse the arm up. Send the left arm a little more in front of the body. Strong, strong, strong. 10 seconds, a little lower. Come on, let's get down there. Push it here. You have 5. You have 4. 3, hold it. Mini runner's lunge, mini serve the platter. So it's 1 inch out, 1 inch in. Stay in it. Chin off the chest, shoulders back, strong core. Yes, you freaking can. You can do this. Stay low, stay focused. You got this. Breathe. 15 seconds. You're past the halfway point. We will pivot to our right next. We are going right into our uneven squat, front raise. You have 5, 4, 3, stay in it, 2, 1. Quarter turn to your right. Left foot finds the inside edge of your carriage. Sit down into your squat, hold. Okay, hips back, strong core. Press the carriage out so you really feel this engagement at the outer lining of the left leg. You might have to step your right foot even closer to the front platform to get it. Left arm's gonna do a front raise here. And then drive through the heels, squeeze the glutes, lift up as the arm lowers down. So we're going down into our squat with a front raise. Left arm still has the weight. Oh my word, I think I'm getting like a Charlie horse on my left side. Okay, keep going. Keep going. We got this. This is where we're gonna finish out our leg series. And both legs are shaking, so that's a good sign. Try not to lean the body forward. Shoulders stay like square, so even with each other. And if this weight is too heavy, you'll know because you'll feel this in your low back, or it'll feel really hard to even just do the move. So at any point, right, you might need to ditch the weight. Form is more important. Good. Try not to lock out the knees entirely. Keep the work in the legs. Keep the work in the legs. Stay in the legs. You got this. Oh, friends. Okay. We've got that 10-second isometric hold on deck. And then we're going to one weight spring. We've got our reverse twisted pike for the left oblique. Let's bring it down. Find that hold in 3, 2, sit it down, hold. You're here for 10 seconds. We'll ditch the weight. One weight spring in 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up, ditch your weight. One weight spring. Hands come to the carriage, feet to the floor. Left oblique is angled towards the floor. So my hips are a little bit open to the right. From here, twisted pike. Squeeze left side waist up towards the sky and then lengthen back out. To increase the intensity, go slower and keep your heels the same height. So as I pike up, my heels don't drop towards the floor. If anything, they're gonna lift a little higher. And that is not gonna let the tension sort of drift out of my left oblique and down into my feet. So stay really in the range of motion where it's working. And if this becomes too much, hold the twisted plank. You could also do this on one black spring. That's gonna add more support. You can also come to the knees and take a little pause there in the twisted pike on the knees. You've got 15 seconds. Let's try to make this next transition really seamless. We've got our twisted wheelbarrow on deck. In 4, hold your twisted plank. In 3, to hold the plank, hands beneath the shoulders, carefully set the knees down. Go right into that twisted wheelbarrow. Left side is lifting away from the floor the entire time. Arms slide forward. Use your left oblique, hand slide in. Imagine this sort of energetic pull of your left hip towards your right shoulder. As if there's like a string attached to the two, sort of pulling them towards one another. And it's energetic because I'm not actually moving my body in any way that makes that obvious. I'm just kind of squeezing and mindfully feeling this connection between the right shoulder and the left hip. Good. Gosh, do you guys ever work out and you're like, oh, there's a spider right there. I hope I remember that's there later and I can get it outside or, you know, get rid of it. All right, in 4, we're coming up to the toes. 30-30. In 3, 2, 1, hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes, twisted pike, 30 seconds. Stay in it. Breathe. This is half as much time as you just did this move for. Even if you end up taking a million breaks during this workout, right? That doesn't really matter to me. What matters to me is that you keep trying, that you keep coming back into it. And one day you will find that you're able to stay in it longer and a little longer. And maybe you get to try the advanced variation. In 4, down to the knees. In 3, 2, knees down, twisted wheelbarrow. 30 seconds on your clock right now. Okay, guess what? Our finisher is on deck. Final move of class is coming at you in about 10 more seconds. Okay, let's breathe. You're gonna tuck your toes to the floor, find a reverse floor plank. In 3, 2, 1, tuck your toes to the floor. Give me this reverse floor plank. Right, so a little bit more, less challenging angle because the feet are lower than the arms. We're gonna go dancing bear. Swivel your hips to one side, both knees bend. Feel the shortening of the waistline that's facing towards the floor. It's like a side body crunch. Lengthen out through center. Swivel the hips over to the other side. And as the knees bend towards that shoulder, feel that lift and that crunch in the waistline that's facing the floor. You can keep going like this, or my challengers, if you're looking for more, step your feet up to the front platform, walk your hands towards the back edge of the carriage, keep going. This is gonna up your intensity. Everybody's chest is really stable and steady. Shoulders are right over the heels of the hands. The heels of the hands push down into the carriage. Keep going here side to side. This is our finisher. Final move. Okay, no pulses, no holds, but I want just about 19 seconds. That's it, 19 seconds of hard work. Stay in this plank. Breathe, say something really nice to yourself. You're so pretty, you're so strong, you're so amazing. Final 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Child's pose. Done. Sit your hips to your heels, stretch your arms forward, breathe. Incredible. Big toes touch, knees wide. Walk both hands over to the right, left hand on top of right. Find a little side body stretch. Oh, so good. Walk the hands back through center, over to the other side. Right hand on top of left. Sit the right hip back, side body stretch. Breathe into the ribs on the right side body. Hands walk back in through center. Walk your hands in towards you. Let's come up to seated. Okay, so keep in mind this is not enough of a cool down or a stretch out, so please take that time for yourself now once you turn off this class. And we will take 2 deep breaths together. Okay, sealing in all of that hard work with a little bit of gratitude for yourself. Breathe in, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands through to heart center. One more time. Deep breath in all the way up. Exhale, hands through to heart center. Awesome, awesome job. I'm so proud of you for showing up, for taking this time for yourself. I hope you have a phenomenal rest of your day. Make sure to stretch it out, drink lots of water, snuggle your puppies, and I will see you back again real soon.